to Game Crunch, your weekly video game podcast. My name is Mike Anastasia, and with me today we have Nick.
Heyo.
And Brandon.
Hello.
And I'm starting by saying fuck yeah to our new podcast theme.
Woo!
So,
you guys hear that? Sounded great.
I thought it did.
We didn't hear it just now. I heard it like a day ago, so it's fine.
Brandon,
dude, you know what?
To it?
Dude, you know my situation, but I haven't listened to it yet. Let me give it a little college try real quick.
That was very good.
I
don't remember what our old theme is because I have this thing where I don't listen or watch or consume anything that I'm a part of because I hate hearing the sound of my voice.
That's
so.
Yo, this shit slaps.
Right?
Yeah.
Shit fucked.
So I got it commissioned from Gabe Ocarina 96. He's on YouTube. He does video game covers that are phenomenal.
Dude, that's our fucking character select screen right there.
Yeah.
There's
just 3. And then the DLC fighters would be like OC Josh. Like all of the guests that we've had.
Samus, he could go in there. Yeah, we've had some good guests that would be the Chris that we just had on.
Chris,
yeah. They could just revolving door of DLC character. I guess
Tom
DLC
character. Yeah, he would be the surprise.
Yeah.
Tom's the one you unlock after going through the arcade mode.
Oh. So there we are. That's pretty awesome. Let's check out his music. He does some amazing covers. He does a lot of the first song I heard of him is he actually did a cover of Conquer, like the main theme. It's kind of like it's really good. He does mostly like rock, kind of like rock, like techno stuff. I love his Death by Glamour.
Dude, that's
cover.
butt rock. I like it. I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for those of you that don't know, butt rock is a specific kind of genre of rock and roll. I'm not insulting the man, and if the man doesn't know what it means, I'm very sorry if you felt insulted.
I've also never heard of butt rock.
Yeah,
it's what all the Sonic Adventure songs are. Like, you know, like it's like it got this very upbeat and it's very like you know, it kind of got that like 90s but also that like retro feeling to it, you know what I mean?
I'm not gonna Google butt rock, but I'd take your word for it.
Yeah, it's butt rock music.
Yeah.
It's fucking good. It's good. It's good.
Oh, you got to add in the music. See, I was just gonna Google butt rock.
Listen, like the top. Oh God,
Don't do that unless you're using DuckDuckGo or incognito.
This website and me have very different thoughts on what butt rock music is, because that's definitely not butt rock music.
Are you sure butt rock's just not a term you came up with on your own?
I mean, it's a term I've heard used forever, specifically for the Sonic series, like their 3D games and like the themes they have for those games, and a lot of like Sega games in general that uses like rock music that's like not quite like actual rock music, but you got the like flair in there of like the little chiptune things and whatnot and all that good shit. Yeah, that stuff. I've always heard it called butt rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
You live, you learn. I will say,
actually, live and learn is butt rock. You're right.
Oh, yeah.
Ew. But anyways, Gabe's music is way better than anything Sonic has done. So go check out his channel, because he did an awesome job on our theme. And anyways, so one quick housekeeping note before we go to the episode, just in case you were wondering, like what happened with the podcast outage for last week. It's going to be a snippet at the end of the episode. So if you want to, I know not everyone else listens to it, so if you want to hear it, it's at the end. But I just want to let people know that is there. If that's something they want to listen to, because it was a pretty dramatic week for the podcast. Everything should be up and running now, unless you're on Google, because Google is just slow. So, anyways, you guys ready to get into it?
Yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Where are we going to start? I don't know. It's a mystery. I kind of only half looked at the notes. I don't know what Brandon talked about. I played something new, so I guess I can go first.
I was going to talk about Persona 5 Strikers.
Okay, yeah. Oh, you did say fun. You just
Yeah,
didn't
I
put it on
did.
the list, yeah.
I just didn't. I didn't even pull up the list. I'm just being lazy today. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We're used to it, Brandon. I did play Triangle Strategy though. I actually bothered to play the demo.
Oh shit! That was our homework for 3 weeks.
It was our homework 2 weeks ago. So when I was busy archiving the podcast, I was like, I need something to play while I'm sitting here and mindlessly downloading all this data. So I was like, my Switch is here. I'm like, what can I play? And I was like, oh, Triangle Strategy. I'm like, this is good because it's homework for the podcast while I'm doing homework for the podcast. So I played that and it was good. I don't know how do I put this. The demo was really fucking talky. I think that's my biggest complaint about it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't shut the fuck up. And which is weird for a demo, because usually they're like, hey, don't you want to see what this game is about? Don't you want to try out the gameplay? It's no. And even when you start the game, it's we're not starting at the beginning. We're starting at the middle, so you might not know what they're talking about, but maybe you'll be able to piece together. I don't know. Here's the backstory for these areas. Okay, let's get into it. And then you're right in the middle of this story. It starts out with they're sieging the castle. And the prince who shows up late for whatever reason, but they're like, oh no, we're gonna kill the king anyways. And the king's like, oh, go save yourself. So then you run to this bridge, and then you're on this bridge with these people. And so this is where I get confused. I don't know if it's like Fire Emblem where your characters are dead forever if they die, or if they live. I lost 2 characters. Actually, I lost 3. I lost the mission, and I didn't play it again. So
nice.
Because I let the prince die.
Very good.
So, but I think at that point I was so sick of them talking. I was just I can't with this anymore. I'm not even joking. It literally was probably 20 minutes of talking before I even got into gameplay, and I got to a point where I just started skipping it because I just couldn't take it anymore. Usually, I like it. It just talked too much. And maybe if I was playing the actual game, I might care more. But because it was a demo, I really just wanted.
I like how you started with confusion. You're like, I don't really know what's going on because it just dropped me right in the middle and everything. And the immediate first thing I thought was hey, that's me every other episode of the final season of Attack on Titan. I have no idea what's going on. They just dropped me in the middle of something, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, this would be nice. I don't know. I guess this is the middle of exciting drama. That's cool. Maybe maybe I would be when I get to play the game. Actually, when they finally release Project Triangle Strategy as an actual game called Strategy Triangle.
Strategy
maybe
Triangle. The Triangle Strategy.
The Triangle of Strategy.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's called Tri Strategy. Strategy.
Maybe it'll just be Strategic Try.
Strategery. Strategery.
Strategery. It's like magic. Like thaumaturgy, but strategery.
Yeah. I can't with the title.
How about Stratangle?
Strangle.
Strangle.
Strangle. That's it. That's the game. Done.
Yep,
right there. There it is. Yep, we're done. Go home, boys.
But it's because I never played Final Fantasy Tactics, so I'm not sure how different Final Fantasy Tactics is from Fire Emblem. I know,
very.
Yeah.
The answer is very.
Well, I mean, at the core, they're the same type of game. What are the big differences?
So one of the big differences is there's a literal judge system where people have rules in place, and it's almost like a sport in Final Fantasy Tactics. So there are specific rules because it's being overviewed by judges and that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. Those are the same judges that you see in Final Fantasy
11.
Or yeah,
12,
those same 12. That's the one I thought it was. Okay, yeah. So the same judges
Final
you
Fantasy,
see.
Isn't that the Game Boy Advance one?
Also on PlayStation 1. The Game Boy Advance one's
I don't think
sequel.
the judges were in the PlayStation 1 one.
Yes, they were.
Change?
Yes, they were. They were always in the PlayStation 1 one. Then
it wouldn't be Final Fantasy 11 or no, 12. Sorry, no, that's what happened. 12 was set after the fact in the universe of Final Fantasy Tactics, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, I think it's actually before the fact, but it was created after the game was made.
Well, no, that's what I meant. I meant created after the fact.
Yes,
because it was
correct.
a PlayStation 2 game, not a PlayStation 1 game. That's
correct.
why I was confused.
Yes.
Okay, got it. All right. So, anyways, back to the judges. Or is that it? Is that all you had to say about
No,
it?
I mean that's basically it. Like it's treated like an actual sporting event where there are rules that you have to follow and that sort of thing, and you can be given cards like a red card and that sort of shit, which is like, oh, I did that wrong. So like there are specific rules, and it becomes much more strategic because of the fact that you're having to follow those rules.
Mhm.
Okay, nope, this game doesn't have that. This is closer to Fire Emblem then.
Okay.
So
It might be closer to Disgaea, actually. Disgaea is a game that also plays like what Triangle Strategy looks like, in my opinion. Disgaea is a game where instead of it being that there are rules that are given to you by a set of judges, there's synergy created between your characters that you're playing as. So like if you get two certain types of characters side by side and you do attack, the other character can join in on the attack and can attack with you at the same time, and that sort of thing.
Fire Emblem had something like that too.
It did, but it literally stole it from Disgaea.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like there's been like certain things like that.
They did it back in the Super Nintendo version of Fire Emblem and the Nintendo version of Fire Emblem. They stole it from Disgaea because Disgaea is a PS2 game.
Well, no, I was gonna say it was in the NES game. Like they had triangle moves where if you had people around as like a triangle formation, they did a triangle attack.
Maybe Disgaea was just parodying it because Disgaea goes way above, like to the point where like you could create an entire ladder by stacking humans on top of each other and then beat enemies with the other humans that are on top of you. Yeah, Disgaea is fucking nuts. I love Disgaea.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, really, at the end of the day, like Fire Emblem's so old, like everything's a derivative off that original formula, anyways, in some way, shape, or form. So
funny enough,
I don't know. This one's weird. It does kind of have some of that though, because it's like you'll do like chain attacks, but it all depends on like the way people are facing around the enemy. But then like
that's a very Disgaea thing. But yeah,
your back is open, and then they can do like critical attacks on you too, and it's just weird. You got enemies coming from all over the place. I don't know. It's not bad. Like I don't dislike it. I was just kind of like it was way too complicated for like 1 a.m. when I was playing it. It's probably the better way to put it. But I did like what was there. The stuff that is good though, music is great. Obviously, the art style is fantastic. I do really like that. It does like it's not flat like most Fire Emblem games are. Like it's not like kind of like a flat battlefield. I know sometimes there's like elevations even in Fire Emblem games, but this has like you're on like a bridge and you can go like all the way up. You can climb the towers or you can go down below. I really don't see what the point of going down below is other than being annoying, but you can do it. So there's that.
Is it possible that it's for grinding purposes?
No, there was no enemies down there. It literally was like you go down there and there's like 2 tiles to stand on.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know why you would go down there.
It was probably something story-wise that they just never, put into
they're like, it's cool, we can flesh out this level, but like, or maybe if you want to just dump someone down there so they're safe and you can protect them, I guess like you could probably do that too. I don't know. Maybe that's part of the triangle strategy. So, part of the strangle. So
the real triangle strategy were the friends we made along the way.
That's true. There were a lot of friends.
Shut up.
I did actually want to mention that real quick. Talking about Disgaea, they did announce the release date for Disgaea 6 today.
I know they did.
Yeah, it's like what, June 26th?
June 29th.
Damn dyslexia.
Very excited.
Upside down numbers.
I love Disgaea. I love tactics games. That's why I like triangle strategy. I'm like, I should really play the demo because I know I'll like it. But I just haven't yet.
I would say too, like the battle system is kind of interesting too, because it is very much like Octopath was.
Okay.
Where it's like as you do attacks, you get like I don't remember what they call them in this game, but you have like this little meter that levels up, and you can do more powerful attacks because of that. So it was interesting. I'm interested in it. I think there's more levels to play after this one level that I got frustrated with. So I will probably go back and try it again later. I mean, it was definitely a pretty substantial demo. Just save yourself the hassle and skip the text because it's just a lot. I don't know if I had anything else to say about it. Like, it was interesting. As I said, I did like it. And obviously the difficulty's pretty good too because it just kind of wrecked me because I wasn't paying attention. So, yeah, try it out. It's free. What can you do? I already got an email from Nintendo that's like, Square Enix lets us know what you think. I'm like, it's been like a day, guys. I calm the fuck down. So, yeah. Do you guys have any questions on it I can answer otherwise?
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
Other thing I played, I didn't play actually. I only played like one game on it, but I put it on here. I got Jackbox Party Pack 6 this week, so
Oh,
I was
okay.
over at some friends. We were doing game night, and they love the Murder Trivia Party. And I saw Jackbox Party Pack 6 was on sale this week, and I was like, "Well, fuck it, I'll get that too." So because I had Murder Trivia Party 2 at it, so we played that. That was the only game out of that set that we played. And I like it. Actually, it's a pretty noticeable improvement over the first one. I thought. I know you played all the Jackbox games, Brandon, because we were just
I
talking about
have,
them.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I like
have
because we got one mini game in there where it was like a fake fibbage thing, and I thought that was or not fibbage, quiplash. We did like a fake quiplash segment, and I thought that was the funniest thing. Like literally dying. Because it was like one of the mini games, and then you had to like vote. Everyone had to vote on like what their favorite
Oh yeah.
one was.
Okay, I do actually remember that. That happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were
So it was
playing
pretty
that.
neat. Well, I like that. It seems like the thing I don't like about the murder trivia game, and it's part of what it is, so it's not like it's gonna change. But it's definitely meant to like the trivia questions are so hard, like
They
so
are.
hard,
Mhm.
like way harder than you don't know Jack. Like they're questions that like clearly you're supposed to make blind guesses on and just hope you don't get it wrong half the time. Because then you go into the like survival mini game that just kind of like lasts as long as you can.
Yeah, that was the weird thing. The ones that my team got, a lot of the time we actually just got it right. Like either
I would
people
say
knew it.
sometimes too.
I have geniuses in my fucking group, or you have dum dums.
Well, no, even in ours though too. Like we would get a question, it would be like I can't even think of any of the questions right now. But it'd be something like you have no fucking clue, and it's like I think it was one of them was like which one of these plants is part of the lilac family, and it's just like 4 different plants. And we all got it right, but none of us knew it. We just kind of like took a like wild guess based
Just a
on
shot
what
in the
we
dark.
knew.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's usually how it goes. And then like every single time we got to the final round, like the escape from like in this one it's the hotel. Like it was always like down to the last question. Like just like nail biting, like tension. It was exciting. Like I always have a really good time when we play it. So I like it. A lot of fun. I'll have to play the other games on it, but I have to get them to stop playing Murder Trivia Party first.
I see.
So that was it. I don't think I had anything else to talk about this week. I think those are the things.
Okay. I guess I'll go and talk about a little bit of stuff. So I played Persona 5 Strikers. Like actually sat down and played it this time. It's quite good. It's quite good. So I'm basically through the tutorial aspects and that sort of stuff, and I played a little bit of the main game. I like the fact that in this game, even though it is a Musu game, it is way more Persona than it is Dynasty Warriors. You like can capture personas in the game. You like pick them up as a little mask and everything. And then when you're fighting, you can pull up a action menu, and the action menu is designed just like Persona 5, and you can like swap between the personas you've captured, and you can use their special abilities in like the game to like attack the enemies that you're fighting with their weakness and that sort of thing. And if you memorize their weakness, you can make them weak, and you can do like all out attacks. And it very, very much reigns true to the original Persona 5 game, just in a Musu setting or Dynasty Warrior setting. And I think it's actually quite great, both as a Dynasty Warriors game and as a Persona game. It is a lot of fun. Also, it helps that my buddy was super awesome that gifted me this as a birthday gift. And he also gave me the deluxe edition, like I mentioned the other week. And that came with the ability to play any Persona music as my battle music and that sort of thing. So I've got Persona 3 music playing again, baby, because Persona 3 has the best music out of the entire series. Don't at me. I love Persona 3. And I can like fucking fight in battles while Mass Destruction is playing, which if you guys know what that song is, that song's fucking amazing. So there's that. This is a very fun game. It's a lot of fun. It's very interesting the way they've blended these two genres together, and it just works. I thought this might be like a throwaway like side game
Mm-hmm.
or like filler and that sort of thing, but it really does have the same kind of feeling as Persona 5, just with
That's
a different gameplay type. So if you like Persona 5, this is a really good game and definitely worth playing.
I do like Persona 5.
You should definitely play this after you finish Persona 5.
Yeah, I know it's a continuation.
So you're never playing it. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna take you a while to get there. I mean, I've also been playing Hades, but every time I have to go to the hospital or something for some reason or another, I always just pull out my Switch and play Hades. I love Hades. Hades is a great game.
Very good.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun on the go. Every time I'm playing it, I think, man, I really wish Switch didn't have Joy-Con drift and that it was a better console. But it is what it is.
Did you try that spray yet?
No, I haven't had time to go out and buy some. I really need to try that, though, because my Joy-Cons, my brother's Joy-Cons, and Katie's Joy-Cons all have Joy-Con drift.
Yeah, no, it's annoying, but it definitely will help.
It's fucking garbage. I hate it so much. Like,
Use the Animal Crossing ones because I'll be pissed off the days those get drift.
they'll get it in like 3 fucking days. I promise you. It's garbage.
Mhm.
Other than that, I have been playing the new season of Valorant, which
Mhm.
just recently went live with a new hero. The new hero is really cool. I don't quite understand her yet. I haven't unlocked her yet. I'm working on that. I've been messing around with what I just convinced Nick to buy a little while ago, which is Wallpaper Engine, which is a really cool program if you guys like animated wallpapers and that sort of thing. All the wallpapers are free and made by the community, and they're really fucking good and really, really nice.
Mhm.
They've got different interactive abilities and that sort of thing. Like right now, the one I have up, any form of sound that plays in the background causes the background any sound, so like a YouTube video or music or whatever, causes my wallpaper to react to it, and that's really neat. And there's a lot of things like that they have in there. Definitely a neat little program, worth the $3.99 which it cost. It is dirt cheap and probably one of the best programs I've had for several years now. Other than that, like, I don't think I played much of anything else. I just kind of chilled, and that was about it.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, I watched almost all of Attack on Titan that currently exists. I caught
Yeah.
up, and I mean, that show's just fucking good. That's really all I have to say about that. Like, I really fell off after season 2, and I forced myself to watch season 2 originally, and I was just like, all right, whatever. I went back recently because I got the Attack on Titan game, which I still haven't played because the Persona games now kind of sucked me in. So I have the Attack on Titan Muso game, which I'll be playing after, I guess after Attack on Titan ends now, because it's only got like 5 episodes left. But this is one series that has just consistently got better and has gone from strength to strength. Now that I sat down and rewatched the whole thing, and also almost caught up. I'm on the last 2 episodes that currently exist. Yeah, this show's amazing. Its final season has some weird things that I'm not going to spoil, but essentially, like, something happens. There's a whole bunch of new characters and new stuff that's going on that you don't really understand, and then the next episode is a flashback that explains how we got to that point and why those characters were doing the things that they were doing. And it's a very interesting way of trying to put together a whole lot of information dumps at once to fill out the final season. And I do dig it. I do think it's really good, but it also makes like the episodes that come before a bit confusing. But it also, since I understand the way they're going about it, I'm excited to see that next episode to find out what led up to that point, and I really dig it. It's just a great fucking show. And if you thought the entire show was just going to be about killing half-naked giant monsters, yeah, you are deeply mistaken. This show has gone some places I would have never fucking guessed.
No, it's
So-
fully naked giant monsters. And yeah, crawl to their anus like that episode of Lemmy Winks, the South Park one.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So, Mike's bullshit aside, no, it's not that. Since season 2 has been gone off the air for so long, we went from giant monsters to like attack on the government, and we're at a place now that I didn't even see coming, and I'm just like, oh, okay then. So yeah, this show's gone some places, and they're really interesting places that made it not be stale over the many years that it's been releasing. So highly recommend watching it. Even if you didn't like the first season, I would say pick it back up and try to watch through the second and third season, even if it's just part 1 of the third season, because like part 1 of the third season was when I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna watch all of this. So yeah.
Okay.
That's it. That's all. I ain't got nothing else.
All right, Nick.
All I really played this week was Rivals of Aether. I think I've talked about it on the podcast before. I played it on PC. I didn't realize I purchased it for the Switch, and I just, in a spur of the moment thing yesterday, entered an online tournament for it and did terrible because I hadn't played it in months. But such is life. But yeah, no, I'm kind of in the same boat where I just haven't been playing much. I have been watching a lot more things than I have been playing. So like, I've been keeping up to date every week with WandaVision, and just like watching other shows, like anime shows, stuff like that. Real deep into Jujutsu Kaisen right now. Very good show.
Yo, I've only watched like the first episode of that, but it was really good.
The music's so good too. The opening and the ending are super good. So I've been watching that, as well as Kaguya-sama Love is War for the first time.
That's a great fucking show. I love that show.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Like I said, I'm watching it for the first time. I actually got something not to talk about anime and get Mike back into the podcast. I got something super cool in the mail yesterday. I posted some pictures of it on Twitter. I got the limited run games physical release of
those NES
Zero
things are so cool.
I completely forgot I bought this because they take so long to ship that I always forget what they give you. I also didn't realize that this was a set limited to 1,005 copies, and I have copy 998 of 1,005.
Jesus.
But what you get with it is 2 dummy carts that are like NES carts that have the art for the games on them. 2 very heavy, high quality die cast metal replicas of both of the tanks from the games. Both for PS4, both games for PS4, as well as like some stickers, some soundtracks, art books, stuff like that. Super, super cool limited edition. Everything they put out is like really, really high quality stuff. I have the Scott Pilgrim game coming from them.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Also, they just announced today through Limited Run a physical version of No More Heroes 1 and 2 for the Switch.
I saw that. It looks amazing.
With like a collector's edition of things. So whenever I get stuff in from them, I love talking about it because like I've bought stuff from them for a while now. And like I've been with them since the beginning, and seeing them go from like, hey, we're just putting this game out physically, that's it, to now like all these really cool limited editions that they get to do. Like it was really cool to see them kind of come into their own and be able to do like really cool stuff like this with like in partnerships with the companies. So if you haven't played Blaster Master Zero at all yet, it's one of my favorite indie games on the Switch. Definitely go check it out. But yeah, I put the pictures on my Twitter, so if you want to go check those out too, they're on my Twitter as well.
Yeah, sounds nice. They look really nice.
So there's that. But no, I haven't really done much of else of note. I built a TV stand this weekend.
Oh,
that's horrible.
No, it wasn't bad. I bought it from Wayfair, so I was half expecting to get a child in the mail. So that didn't happen. Thankfully, I actually did get a TV stand. It took like 20 minutes to put together. It wasn't bad.
Well, that's not bad. My dad, last time I saw him, he's like, "Look at this TV stand I got." I'm like, "Oh, it looks really nice." He's like, "It took me 7 hours to put it together."
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It was like a very complex one to begin with, but apparently like it had nothing assembled beforehand. Like not a single piece. He's like, even like the little magnetic pieces, like you had to like screw all those in, like they weren't pre-assembled, like nothing.
That's
like
really horrible.
Yeah. I was like, that sucks. I'm definitely not buying one of those next time, so thank you.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty much that was my week in a nutshell. I think I might actually have time to myself tonight to play something.
What are you gonna play?
I don't know. Probably nothing.
Oh, okay.
That's usually how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. I don't know.
That's kind of how it is for me. I'm always like, oh man, I got so much free time.
I'll probably
probably do nothing.
I'll probably end up on Apex, like realistically.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Nothing wrong with playing something like that. It's not like there's crazy new releases flying out the door right now. So,
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Nothing like I don't know if there's anything I'm like super excited for at least what month is it? March? A month. Yeah, I'm not getting.
Let me look away. Actually, there's something I'm super excited for in March.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. I don't know if it even shows up. Let me double check that it didn't get pushed or some shit. Oh, maybe it's in April.
What is that?
Balin Wonderland?
Oh, that's from the
yeah.
guy. The Sonic guy.
No, that's the Nights
The
into
Nights
Dreams
guy. I
guy.
think.
Yeah, also Sonic. He was from Sonic Team.
Well, yeah, way back when. But I thought you meant like recent Sonic guy. I was like, no. That one I'm pretty excited for. I'm not gonna lie. That one's got my attention, and I think that release, March 26th. That releases in a few weeks. So, yeah, that one looks good.
Well, hopefully it lives up to it.
I hope so too. I mean, it's Square Enix, weird, but whatever. It's very pretty.
Very nice.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't really know much of anything releasing in the near future that I want. Like,
next game I'm getting is Pokemon Snap. That's the next game.
I already got that. That's something I'm getting too. Well, I'm not getting it, but I'll get it.
Monster Hunter, I'll get when it's on sale.
Monster Hunter looks like it'll be really good. I'm waiting because it's also been announced for PlayStation. So,
I thought it was PC. I didn't think it was PlayStation.
If it's PC, then that's even better.
Mm-hmm.
If it's only PC, I was like, that's fine.
I think it was. I only saw PC, and it's.
I may be getting them confused.
Is what I had read.
I may be getting them confused, but if it's on PC, that's totally fine because I would like a PC version of good Monster Hunter games. Monster Hunter World is awesome, so I'm not insulting that, but I just mean like we need more Monster Hunter games that are good on PC in general.
That's fair.
So, yeah,
anyways.
I mean, I can't think of anything else that's coming out anytime soon.
You guys ready for news?
My most looked forward to games they have no release dates, and I'm kind of upset about that. Like Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. God, that game looks amazing.
How dare they not have a release date for Bomb Rush Cyberpunk?
Bruh, that game looks amazing. Go fuck yourself.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just laughing based on the name. That's all I got.
Okay, have you seen it, Nick?
I've seen it because what's his name's been doing music for it too.
Oh yeah, yes.
Naganuma.
Yes. You ever follow his Twitter? Because it's fucking amazing.
It's golden. Right now, because like for the longest time, his profile picture was just like a yellow and black like artistic rendition of him.
Oh, he did Peter Griffin also.
It was Peter Griffin for a while. Now it's an Among Us spaceman.
Dude's just a shit poster, and I love it.
I'll just be scrolling through my Twitter, like I'll see one of his shit posts. I'm like, all is right.
His shit posts are the best. Like I love the ones where people then take an image of him when he's like really young and then put his quote that he just made as a tweet underneath it. It looks like an inspirational quote. And it's something like, I want to be happy and horny. And that's like his quote that he wrote on Twitter.
Like he'll tweet something like the day before and then retweet it. Like he retweeted something he tweeted out yesterday saying, Japanese people would never understand my stupid tweets even if they use Google Translate.
He's the best. He's pretty good. Man.
It's all dumb stuff.
It's all really stupid, but I love it.
Hideki Naganuma. It would never change that I'm a verified funky shit poster, also known as Funky Chungus Pogger.
Where did he write that?
Come to Sapporo City in Japan. I'll buy you drink and a hamburger.
No, these are his quotes.
These are his tweets. These are literally on his Twitter from yesterday.
Here's one that just says, "Tell your mom that I'm too based." On March 3rd, he wrote that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sus means super uber sexy. Hashtag sus. People, please don't worry. I'm not okay every day and night. Yo, that one's getting a heart for me right now.
Wonderful.
Anyways, you guys ready for news?
Yeah.
Yes.
News? All right. Pokemon did their thing this week. I don't
They
remember what
did.
to call it. Pokemon something.
Pokemon.
Showcase.
Yeah.
Yo, let me start by saying something.
Pokemon.
Surprisingly, the oh god, what the fuck is his name? What the fuck is his name right now?
Sakurai.
No, the singer. Oh god, Jesus Christ. My brain just turned off. Oh, the Post Malone concert wasn't awful, and that surprised me a lot. Like a lot. He
I
actually
watched like a bit of it afterwards. It wasn't too bad.
he actually seemed very respectable, like the way he was singing everything and whatnot for the concert. And I get it that they just animated him and whatnot, but even so, it seemed very respectful to the material, and it wasn't like bad. Like it wasn't awful.
I will say, like,
very
his
surprised by it.
avatar, like, I never would have thought that was him if you had shown me it, like, on the street and been like, who is this? And I would never have guessed Post Malone. Never.
I mean, it kind of looks like him. Let's be honest. It's just not. He just doesn't have the fucking. I'm on Ambien and 7 different types of Xanax drip of his head like he normally would.
Maybe, I'm not quite sure. There was, like, some of it does, but some of it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
It just, I don't know. It was not enough that it would have been like, this is obvious who this is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it definitely didn't have as much tattoos. Jigglypuff would have had written right on his face in Avatar. So,
I mean, like I said though, I don't think it was awful, and that was the most surprising thing.
No, it doesn't. Actually got a lot of news. People really dug his Hootie and the Bluefish cover.
It was actually really good. Like
Mhm.
that was neat. I get that he changed Dolphins to Cowboys, but whatever. That's his preferred team instead. But like, yeah.
So
Yeah, it was good. Like
not bad.
actually not terrible.
Yeah, they threatened more music later this year. So I don't remember any. I think Katy Perry was the only name I remember.
That one scares me.
So, but she did a song recently for them for something. I don't remember what it was. But the big event was the showcase that was on Friday. I don't remember what they showed off, but the big things were Pokemon Legends and then the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remake.
Yeah.
So we'll start with the Diamond and Pearl remake because that's easier to talk about. But it looked like a pretty clean, easy remake. Like they didn't go too crazy with it.
Yeah.
So,
I don't get why people are shitting all over the art style.
Because they think chibi is bad.
Because like literally, it's just a recreation of what the original game's art style was.
It is. It absolutely is.
And I think it looks completely fine, and I will be playing the fuck out of it because I love Platinum, which is just the combination game between Diamond and Pearl.
Mm-hmm.
And I love like this generation, so like I'll be all over this.
a lot of people too. I don't know if you saw this. There's speculation that this game will feature like platinum stuff in it.
Yeah.
Because I guess in the trailer, like there's one character who's like platinum specific, and like there was a frame of him, and they were like, "Oh, this guy shouldn't be in the normal version. It must be platinum." So who knows?
I'm so sorry, Nick. Please read the second top comment in this video and just look at the first 16 seconds of it. Holy shit. Oh my god, I lost my shit when I read that. I'm so sorry.
Holy shit, he really did.
It just says, it's crazy how Post Malone was able to shoot this video on the COD map Rust. Which is a... I mean, it looks like the map looking at this. Like, holy shit. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Alright, okay. That fucking killed me. I'm sorry.
Oh, Brandon.
It killed me, dude. It literally slayed me.
Anyways, yeah. So Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. I don't remember what it was like. Brilliant Pearl, shiny Diamond, Brilliant Pearl.
I don't know. Shiny
Crazy
Pearl.
Diamond.
Crazy
Star
diamond.
Platinum.
Star Platinum. The world is the third version. These are all JoJo memes, Mike.
Oh, good. I thought everything's a JoJo reference.
Everything is a JoJo reference. It's like
Yeah.
the 6 degrees, 7 degrees, 8 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Whatever, how many degrees it is of Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon.
90 degrees. 92 degrees Celsius of Kevin Bacon.
So yeah, so the remakes look nice. I mean, they didn't really give us too much more on that. They're coming out later this year. So, but I honestly, no, I do agree, Nick. I think the art style looks great for what it is, like from what they're referencing. And honestly, people would have been so bent out of shape if they did something like Let's Go Pokemon Diamond and Pearl.
But it's funny because people were like comparing it to Let's Go, saying, look how good Let's Go looks in comparison to this. And I'm like, y'all were shitting on this when it first came out. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, you're never going to make them happy. Never, ever, ever. So, but I don't know what they would have wanted otherwise. Really. I don't know. But I think the real star of the show, though, is Pokemon Legends.
I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic about it.
I got lots of questions about it.
Okay, what are your questions? I'll tell you everything.
How do we play it? Like, quite literally, because here's the thing. In the video we saw, it was just like, I threw a Pokeball at the Pokemon, and they've literally said that there's, like, no Pokemon battles. So it's like,
Pokemon
okay.
There's Pokemon battles.
But that's not what they said.
That's what they showed.
Yeah, they're like Final Fantasy real-time battles.
It didn't... Okay, so I guess no normal Pokemon battles is the word I was trying to look for, but I just didn't quite direct it correctly and everything. But like for catching Pokemon, there's clearly no battles for catching them. That's what I was trying to get at. It's just
you throw.
Be a sneaky snoo and throw the Pokeball and fucking pray. Maybe you tap A also, I don't know.
You know what though? We only saw like low level Pokemon. So yeah, maybe if you're going to catch like a Piplup, like it's just sneak up and throw it. But if you're going to catch like Arceus, who they showed in the trailer, I doubt you're just like stealth up on him and just.
No, you probably need better Pokeballs.
Maybe. I also imagine though it probably is possible to fight those Pokemon though, too. Like you would fight a trainer. You probably just have to go into the battle because the big thing is like it doesn't. They've said like it doesn't pull you from the screen. Like it's like real time, like on the battlefield.
Yeah, that was weird to me.
It's a whole new world, Brandon.
I don't know, man. It's that one's a I don't know. That one's a weird one. And I swear to God, when we were so like you could see at one point the like 3 starter Pokemon like things and everything, and in the background it just looks like you're in the fucking White House or some shit.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking. That is a weird picture, and I didn't understand
it at all. Like, what?
Because it's like supposed to be like, I don't know, feudal Japan.
Feudal Japan! But why the fuck are we in this White House looking building? Like, what the shit, dude?
Yeah, no clue. I know exactly what screenshot you're talking about, too. Because I was like, that's weird. Whatever.
It's at 122 in the video, Nick. It's fucking weird. You just got the starter Pokemon in the White House. And like all the bills and everything are just like piling up in the background. It's like, oh fuck, I hate stamp those presidential bills yet. You see that shit? Look at it at 122. Like what the fuck is that?
The video at?
It's in the chat. I put it in general.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it is. 122.
Like, why am I?
They are like in the White House,
right? Like, what the fuck is going on? And that's my question. Like, is this like a case where like you're reading a book or something, and the book is the game, and otherwise you're in real life somewhere else, like the Assassin's Creed kind of deal? Like, is that what we're getting here? I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. But like, also if you look at like the trailer, you see the pages of a book, and then they like come to life, and then you're like in that feudal Japan area and that sort of thing. So I'm wondering if that's the kind of thing they're going for, more or less, and like you play as the character of the book, but your actual player is like in the fucking White House.
So my biggest issue was them saying Arceus as Arceus.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
not right.
People got bent about shape about that too.
That's not right. That was my biggest issue with this game. It's Arceus. Don't say Arceus.
Yeah, don't change it now.
No.
Wait, did they actually do that? I didn't
They said
know that.
Arceus, yeah.
When did they say that?
The director or whatever his name was like Pokemon Legends Arceus, which I don't know if maybe it was like the translator being like, haha, fuck you nerds. But like yeah, no, they said Arceus. I was like, sounds incorrect.
Sounds very incorrect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks cool. I'm just, I don't know how it's going to run on the Switch.
Yeah, same.
I mean, probably by the time this game comes out anyway, we're supposed to have that new 4K rumored Switch.
Yeah, I was just going to use that as a segue.
Yeah, I stole your
4K,
segue.
It's still 720p with an OLED screen.
Nope, it's 4K when you plug it into the dock.
Oh, it's 4K when you dock it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got
so
it,
the
got
trick
it.
is this trick is right up your sleeve, Brandon. Because apparently it uses DLSS to up-res everything up to 4K. Is what the rumor on the
That's
street
interesting. That is actually kind of interesting. Because, see, DLSS is a very powerful tool that's actually quite well done. However, from 720p to 4K, we might have a bit of...
720p is what the system is running on the screen.
It's not it's running internally.
Yeah, just like the normal Switch is. I mean, you think about it, it's like, because it goes to a lower resolution when you're portable because it's easier for the battery and the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't have to go too crazy with the screen that's 6 inches big, you know?
Okay. Yeah, I get you. That makes sense. Somewhat.
Yeah. So it's I don't know. They're saying, so the rumors that have come out now, and it's the same people who leaked the Switch Lite. What is it, Bloomberg? Like, who it was?
Yeah, Bloomberg.
They've been pretty good about doing systems in the past. Like, this is not. I don't know.
They're actually pretty right most of the time.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel like this. It's considering the rumors been floating around for quite a while at this point. Like, I don't have reason to think it's not true either. But they're saying it's going to be 7-inch OLED screen. So for size comparison, I believe I read that the current, like the normal Switch, is like 6.2.
Also, OLED screens are actually
I was just reading,
fucking beautiful.
Yeah, because that's what the Vita used, right? Rumor says it's supposed to be in production by summer and out. Makes sense. A lot of people that Zelda is supposed to be, along with the system. Makes sense. Even if Zelda doesn't make it
because
this year,
they're gonna show it off in June, and then they'll be like, "Hey guys, Breath of the Wild 2 comes out this holiday along with the Switch Pro."
Yeah, makes total sense to me.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, so other interesting thing. I was watching a DLSS video today just to kind of like have a better understanding of it, but it looked like it had like a pretty significant effect on frame rate too, like a good way.
Yes, absolutely. So, the interesting thing about DLSS is you could take something like a 4K game, and natively in 4K, you'll probably get like 40, 50 FPS. But if you slap on DLSS and run that in 4K still, then you're able to get upwards of about like 60 and sometimes even the 70s and 80s. DLSS reconstructs the video using AI learning patterns and that sort of shit to essentially give you the same image with maybe a little bit less like clarity, but it's so minuscule it's almost unnoticeable from the original image. It's so much so, like, it's good so much so that people highly recommend to just play Death Stranding in 4K with DLSS on no matter what, because you will have a better looking image than actual 4K with DLSS on, which I have no idea how it happens, how it's done, but you have a better looking and playing game with DLSS than you do without it in native resolution, with Death Stranding specifically.
Yeah, one video I was watching today, what did they do comparisons for? I know Control was one of them.
Yeah, Control is really good. And
they were even showing, too, like the differences between DLSS 1 and 2, and that's like staggering.
2.0 is another beast altogether compared to... Nick, I don't know if you've seen it, but like this is a video for DLSS on versus off in 4K with Death Stranding. And like the actual difference in both clarity and frame rate is insane.
Yes.
You can actually see how just crazy it is. And this is running on a 2060, which if you could get a hold of a 2060 at this point in time would be like what, $250, $300 at the most.
Honestly, the new software in the new GeForce stuff has me wanting to go GeForce now. Like, I want to get like a 3060 just for all of this stuff.
Good fucking luck, my dude. And also, if I were you, I would just get I'd throw a TI onto that at the end, because then you can actually do like 4K 60 on pretty much everything at high settings. So, and it's only like $100 difference. I would highly recommend that instead of just
when
the
I can get
3060. When anyone can get it.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see what ends up happening with the system. One version of the rumors that I saw, which I don't think was tied to Bloomberg, I think it was someone else who had been talking about stuff for it. They're saying, like, spec-wise, it's supposed to be an increase as well. Putting the specs closer to, like, PS4, Xbox One levels. I don't remember where it compared between, like, the Pro versions of those, but it's supposed to be, like, it was supposed to be a decent, like, hardware increase too. Not enough that it would be like, here's our PS5 ports, but at least to have a little bit more on par.
You're not going to have things like a ray tracing in it. Like that's
I wouldn't imagine that. I don't think it's that powerful.
I don't think it's possible.
But I think their goal is to use NVIDIA's Devil Magic and make it look 4K that way, which isn't, like, I mean, you showed in the video, it's not necessarily a bad thing at all. Not at all.
Oh no, DLSS is actually probably the best way to play games currently, in all honesty.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what they end up doing with that. So, yeah.
I would gladly take DLSS over ray tracing any day of the week. It just it improves the game tenfold, because like ray tracing, it makes it look prettier, but you're also running at a lower frame rate. But like, you know, I'm a frame rate person, and DLSS just gives you a lot more frame rate to work with and that sort of thing, especially in like competitive games and stuff like that. Like DLSS is like a godsend in Call of Duty Warzone, for instance. Was it Warzone or was it, which one was it? I don't know if it was Warzone. I think it was actually why can't I remember? Cold War. Sorry. Cold War, not Warzone. I'm getting the two mixed up because they both have war in the title.
Oh yeah, obviously. Yeah, I don't know. No, it'll be interesting to see what ends up coming of it and what they end up doing with it. And as I said, we'll probably find out later this year. I think Nick's idea is probably right. And they still do have to show their back half of the year. So they got something creeping there, aside from Pokemon, I'm sure. So, yeah, that's that. The only other news, we talked about it pre-podcast, we didn't talk about it in the podcast, is Sakurai's character update for today for Pyra and Mythra. Mythra? Is that right?
Mythra?
Mythra. There we go. I was like, Mythra does not sound right.
No.
So Pyra and Mythra. There you go. So, I mean, it was just your standard Smash Bros. Fare. Like, looked pretty interesting. I mean, he explained why they ended up doing the swappable character route, because they wanted to go with highly nice-looking models. And then if you had 8 of them, if they did like a Rex kind of combo with it just wouldn't have worked. When you're doing like 16 characters on the screen with like an 8-player match, just too much. So the gameplay, I thought it looked interesting. Pyro's more of a power character, Mythra's more of a speed character, and I think they added 16 Xenoblade songs to it. So there's that.
Nice.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, Xenoblade, honestly, between 1 and 2, honestly, I think they have probably like the best soundtracks of anything. I don't know. I don't know.
Nier Automata's got the best soundtrack I've ever heard. So
I know you showed us Nier. I don't remember.
But is it butt rock?
Yeah, is it butt rock?
It's not butt rock.
It can't be that good then, Brandon.
Oh shit, you're right.
No, I don't know. The soundtrack for Xenoblade 1 and 2, like my favorite. I could listen to it. Actually, I have been listening to Xenoblade 2 lately. It's been my study music. I've been getting shit done. That's pretty interesting. They showed off some new Mii costumes. So they had Monster Hunter in there and ghosts and goblins. So who knows what that means? Monster Hunter character's dead as a rumor. We'll see. I think it was just last week we were talking about those rumors. So
yeah,
be interesting to see if they end up true or not. Like we were talking about before the podcast, like if they are going to go Monster Hunter route, maybe they'll just do like a named character, something more specific. Don't know. You never know with Sakurai, and I honestly don't think anyone could predict it, even if they want to. Like even over these last characters, we've seen like somehow someone fucking predicted like what was it? They predicted the first 3, and they fucked up on this one. Like how you could just randomly guess like Min, Sephiroth, and Steve from Minecraft, and not have inside information. I don't know.
Yeah,
but you totally botched the last 2. So.
I mean, they did that on purpose to get the Nintendo ninjas off their back.
Maybe. So
that would make sense.
Yeah. I mean, Min's just an out there guess. Like a lot of people were like, "Who could it be for ARMS?" She didn't make most of those lists, so that one was kind of out there one. But who knows? Maybe they're just like, just in tune with it. I think Steve from Minecraft was kind of like a pseudo safe bet in some ways.
That was a meme. It's been a meme for a long time.
Yeah. Sephiroth, though, I feel like that one's kind of more suspicious.
Yeah, it's a little.
But I don't know. We got 2 characters left. Sakura is also saying he buys like models of all the characters before he puts them in the game, but he just like lock them up in his desk so no one will know who it is. So I don't know.
I saw a meme that said that he just has all the unreleased characters, the ones that don't get to be actual characters in the game. He's just got them forever locked up in his desk as well. So he's just got a bunch of model kits inside his desk of like Doom Guy and Rayman.
Oh, wow, Luigi, he's in there too.
Yeah.
I mean, Rayman would just be what, like a head and some like circles laying on the floor.
Fucking basically.
Yeah. So that's that. I don't know. I don't have anything else to talk about news-wise. I don't know if you guys had anything else.
Nothing that I can particularly think of.
No? You guys ready to wrap up then?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening to us tonight. Don't forget you can find us on iTunes, on Stitcher, on the Google Play Music Store. Well, kind of. Like I said, hopefully soon. Probably not tomorrow when this episode releases, but hopefully by next week it'll be there. What else? We're on Amazon now. I don't remember if I said that. Oh, I said it in the part that's going to be after this. So we're on Amazon now. You got that though.
Let me say it in another few seconds again.
Yeah.
Oh, act like it's a big announcement too, and then you'll be like, "Oh shit, I already announced it." Fuck.
Who's in the after segment? You'll hear it there. So what's that? Oh, and then our website, doublegaming.com. But we also have GameCrunch.com now. So there you go.
And we do. We own it.
-crunch. Yeah.
It's ours.
So now if you're like, what's the website for Game Crunch again? Now you don't have to fucking math out in your head, doublegaming.com. Game Crunch. There you go. So that's that. We're on Facebook, Twitter. You can send us email, gamecrunchcast@gmail.com. And share the podcast with a friend. We love it. So did I have any other things? I don't think so. Brandon, do you have any final thoughts?
I don't know, man. I ain't got no thoughts about anything.
Nick?
No thoughts, head empty.
Okay. Well, then.
Small brain. Shark brain.
Yeah. Goldfish
Goomba brain, like from the Mario Brothers movie?
Yeah, sure. That one.
Yeah. Anyways, that said, my name is Mike Anastasia. You can find me online on Clash Penguin on Twitter or your favorite gaming console. And until next week, game on.
Games. Did you talk to Dennis yet?
No, I haven't talked to Dennis yet.
Well, he wants you to. He told me to tell you.
Well, I will talk to him
When I'm ready.
It's been a crazy week, Brandon.
I know. Me too, man. Me too. What happened to your week?
Jesus, which rock have you been living under?
I don't know.
Well, let's see. Well, I went to go post last week's podcast episode, and then our host was like, "Yeah, no bueno." They're like,
"Oh yeah, that conversation we had." Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. So then I went through all that. I mean, I might as well tell you guys the story now, anyways. So I called him up, and I was just like, "Hey, what's this about?" At first, I was suspicious, because like when things like that happen, you wonder if like someone's like, did they hack into you or like WordPress or whatever, and just like shut it down, like like those ransom attacks or whatever. So I did some like, how would I say? I went and checked it a couple different ways, and so then I called GoDaddy directly, and I'm like, hey, so what's the deal? And they're like, you're hosting too many files on your website. And I was like, well, I pay for unlimited hosting. And so this is like the kicker. They're like, you're hosting, you get unlimited storage, but it's only files you need specifically to run your website. And that's it.
Wow.
And I'm just like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And so he's like, so we got two options for you. Because I told him, I'm a podcast. I mean, that's literally what this website is for. He's like, well, we got two options for you. He's like, you can either upgrade to a server, a commercial server, and that's $160 a month.
Oh.
Or you can reduce your file size down to less than a gigabyte. And I was like, no, thank you. And he's like, well, I don't know what you're going to do then. He's like, there's no way you're going to find hosting cheaper than this. And I was like, okay, no, that's not true. I mean, there's podcast specific hosts that are cheaper than what I'm already paying you. I'm not doing it. So I'm like, no, thank you, not doing it.
And there's ones that are free too. Like the other podcasts that I do, we just do it on Anchor and it puts it on everything.
Yeah. So I was like, no, thanks. That's just too much. So I actually, like, that night, I was like on my way out the door when I went to go to the podcast because I had plans. So got back, started backing everything up off the website, because even though I didn't have access to the website specifically, like through the domain, I did still have FTP access. So backed everything up. Not that I didn't already have everything, like I do, but it was just easier to have it directly from the website. So then I wasn't sure what I was going to do yet at that point. But I was like, if I had to move it to a different server, I could do that, or I would have the website or the episodes already formatted, whatever. So back that up. That took a couple hours. I mean, just because it was slow downloading it from the website. It was less than 32 gigs, so it's not like it was anything crazy. It was just not super fast. So then next day, I finally finished up doing that, delete the files off of there because I needed access to the databases. That was the only thing I didn't have access to, because they even lock you out from those too, which I think is pretty crazy. So get access to the databases. Well, so I have to call again. Talk to the guy. And so I'm like, hey, I deleted the files, unlock my website. And he's like, okay, I put the request and it'll take 48 hours. And so this is Saturday morning at this point. And I was like, well, 48 hours from when? From now? From Monday? From the time they receive it? Like, how long are we talking? And he's like, please hold. And so he puts me on hold for like 20 minutes. And then he comes back and he's like, okay. He's like, so what are you going to do in the future to make sure this doesn't happen again? And I was like, I'm leaving your service. Like, I'm not staying here. I'm like, I have no interest in being with you guys anymore. And he was like, oh, please hold. Puts me back on hold for like another 10 minutes.
Please hold. Ah, shit. We lost another one, Frank.
He goes back in like 10 minutes. He's like, all right, your website's restored. He's like, please wait at least a half an hour before you start transferring things away. So I was like, okay. So get the databases, do what I need to do. I ended up going with Libsyn for the hosting. That's what Chris recommended. I looked around, like it seemed like they did a pretty good job. And they have like an app I could just plug into what I already had to transfer the databases over. So that was nice. That was easy. I just did that, transferred it over. So they had hosting limits on their like how much you can upload at a time.
Mhm.
So at first I was only able to get the last 4 weeks of episodes up.
Mm.
But then I emailed them and I was like, hey, I know this is something you guys do for podcasts that are transferring over, but I'm like, is there any way you can give me the ability to upload more legacy content? I'm like, otherwise I'll just wait and use it with our monthly allotment or whatever. And he's like, oh, no problem. He's like, here's how you use the FTP to do that. And so I emailed him back. I was like, is there any limits? Like, how much can I'm like, I don't want to overstep my bounds.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, no, upload whatever you want. So I was like, okay. So I uploaded everything. So everything is back up on the servers again. Thankfully, I labeled episodes like numbers very well, like between like the things. So it was a pain because I had to relink each episode individually, but like the episodes are all titled Game Crunch episode whatever. And then the episode files are labeled Game Crunch and then the number. So it's just like 400, 400, boom. 300, 300, boom. Some of the Game of the Year ones I'd label a little bit differently because I consider them all like, because, you know, we don't do the Game of the Year episodes weekly. So like some of them are like episode 200A and 200B, something like that. So just kind of lining those up. That was the hardest thing for that. I went in, I readjusted all the feeds. So, well, almost all the feeds. The only ones that are not working currently is Google, because Google's backend sucks. But everyone else, Apple is back up and running. Spotify is back up and running. Stitcher's back up and running. The website, you can access it from doublegaming.com again. That took a little bit of tech support too, but I got the domain linked to our or to the hosting service, so you can go to doublegaming.com. That works. While I was there, I was like, fuck it. I'm like, I registered gamecrunch.com. It's game-crunch, but whatever. So that is a real thing now. So you can use that to get there too. So that's it. Google, when I emailed them about the feeds, they're like, I just was like, I just want to switch it over from one to the other. And they're like, well, we can't tell that it's the same thing. I'm like, you could literally go to the website and see it's the same thing, but whatever. So they're like, you have to wait till the feed fails out, which takes a week. And then you have to like reapply the new feed and then add it to the current one. And I was like, I don't understand why this is so complicated. Like everywhere else, it's just like change the feed and then you type in the new one and that's it. This one is like some convoluted process. So I'm like, whatever. But Libsyn had some other cool stuff too. So I added the podcast to, I think, a couple different streaming services. It's on Amazon now, and I think Player FM as well.
Okay.
Added to there. Interestingly, so from the website or from Spotify, you have access to every single episode, every single one. There's no limit. Spotify will pull up every single one, all 401. So you got that there. I don't know if there's anything else. Those are the big things. But the nice thing is Libsyn's website, like it definitely helped shore up some of like the technical limitations I was starting to run into by hosting it myself. Not that it was necessarily bad, but like WordPress was on that website was just starting to, the podcast was outgrowing the platform we were using. Probably is the best way to put it. So by switching it all over to Libsyn, like it's just much more compact and like just easier to browse through. Everything's like super easy to like go to, and it had some nice features too. Like we'll find out tomorrow when I go to upload this episode. But theoretically, when I upload this episode, it should automatically load it up onto YouTube as well.
Okay.
We'll see. And it also should send out automatic notifications to Facebook and Twitter that a new episode's been released. So that's cool. Like that's some nice stuff. And if you go to the website, it's got links where like if it was you can click on. It's got buttons for everything. You can go from to Twitter, to our Facebook, to you can send an email. It'll pull up an email form. It does, and then like all the different feeds, you can pull them up right from there, and it's just super easy to do, which is nice.
That's fucking badass.
Yeah. So I'm pretty happy with it. This has been an annoying week, but for the most part, everything has ended up pretty well, and maybe in some cases better than I would have expected to. So actually, and that does remind me. So the last episode maybe has not gotten as many downloads as it normally would have.
Mm-hmm.
To be expected, considering the stuff that happened. But we've had a lot of downloads this week.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
5 days.
Hell
But
yeah, dude.
They're legitimate, but they're not legitimate.
They're all from you.
No. So what happened, which, I mean, I figured that podcast things would have been smarter than this, like your apps or whatever. And I apologize because I know that this had to have happened to a couple people. It happened to me too. So I get a notification on my phone, and it's like, so when I uploaded all the old episodes, apparently the podcast readers were like, new episode of Game Crunch, even though it's dated from like 5 years ago. So my podcast app, the Apple Podcast app, was like, Game Crunch has released 68 new episodes. And I was like, what? And I click it open, and you could see it's like starting to download all of them. And I was like, oh, stop.
Oh, no.
Oh, stop. So every single episode that we've ever released has had one download on Libsyn so far. So if that was your phone that did that, listener, I deeply apologize because that sucks.
You know what?
68 of them.
I think it's hilarious because like that would probably like put us in the like higher range of listen to podcasts, especially for new and upcoming. So then people are just like, "Yo, what the fuck? Where did this come from?"
We figured out how to game the system.
Yeah,
just have to release more. It's like 400 episodes every week. We got this. So, but yeah,
you just cut every single line that we say up into like sentences and then release that as a podcast.
It's like an audio book. You have to listen to it as like pieces.
Yeah.
So that's the state of the podcast. So things were bad. Now they're pretty good.
Okay.
That's what I
Damn, you had a much more complicated thing. I was just gonna say I had a family member die, but you were just like, man, look at all the shit I went through, and I'm like, yeah, dude, that's pretty tough.
Don't.
I think the family member dying takes precedence. Yeah.
I had to make a joke about it because that's the best way to continue. I've been waiting your entire explanation to make that joke because it would make me feel better.
Hey, I know, yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'm the same way with jokes and stuff. It makes TJ so mad sometimes because I joke about everything. And like actually yesterday, speaking of morbid news, my aunt texted me, "Is like, your grandma's got cancer."
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Just the way you delivered that made me laugh way too hard.
There's no joke yet. It was just, hey, this is the situation. What the fuck?
It was his delivery, dude. It was his delivery. It was like saying, "Hey, what do you want from McDonald's?"
It's not delivery, Brandon. It's DiGiorno.
It's DiGiorno.
Oh my god.
Anyways, on that note, are you guys ready to get started?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear about that. I hope everything goes okay. I'm still laughing. I'm so sorry.